If your garden soil is compacted, dry, and struggling to support plant life, the solution isn't synthetic fertilizers, it's compost tea. This nutrient-dense, microbe-rich liquid acts as a natural soil conditioner, breaking down hard soil, increasing microbial diversity, and giving plants a direct infusion of essential nutrients. Unlike chemical fertilizers, which provide a short-term boost but degrade soil over time, compost tea builds long-term soil health, ensuring your plants thrive season after season. Compost tea works by introducing a flood of beneficial bacteria, fungi, and protozoa into the soil, creating an environment where plant roots can access nutrients more easily. Whether your soil has been depleted by overuse or simply lacks organic matter, applying compost tea regularly will transform it into a rich, fertile growing medium. Let's get started on brewing your own batch and applying it for maximum results. To make potent compost tea, you need nutrient-rich compost as the base. The best compost comes from a balanced mix of brown and green materials. Browns, such as dried leaves, shredded cardboard, and straw, provide carbon to fuel microbial activity, while greens, like vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, and grass clippings, supply nitrogen for decomposition. For the best results, keep your compost moist, about the consistency of a wrung-out sponge, and turn it regularly to aerate it and speed up decomposition. If you want to supercharge your compost, add worm castings or aged manure, both of which contain a dense population of beneficial microbes that enhance the final tea. When your compost is dark, crumbly, and has a rich, earthy smell, it's ready to be transformed into compost tea. To make compost tea, fill a 5-gallon bucket with dechlorinated water. If using tap water, let it sit for 24 hours to allow the chlorine to dissipate, as chlorine kills the beneficial microbes we want to cultivate. Add about 2 cups of finished compost to the bucket. To feed the microbes and encourage explosive population growth, mix in a tablespoon of unsulfured molasses or liquid kelp. This provides food for bacteria and fungi, helping them multiply rapidly. For the best results, aerate the mixture using an aquarium air pump and air stone. The constant movement of oxygen prevents harmful anaerobic bacteria from forming and allows beneficial microbes to thrive. If you don't have an air pump, stir the mixture vigorously several times a day to introduce oxygen. Let the tea brew for 24 to 36 hours. When done, it should have a fresh, earthy smell. If it smells rotten, it has turned anaerobic and should be discarded. The key to successful compost tea brewing is using it while it's fresh, as the beneficial microbes begin to die off if left sitting too long. There are 2 primary ways to use compost tea, as a soil drench and as a foliar spray. Both methods deliver nutrients and beneficial microbes directly to the plants but serve different purposes. For soil application, pour the freshly brewed tea directly onto garden beds around the base of plants or into planting holes before transplanting seedlings. This allows the microbes to penetrate the soil, breaking down organic matter and making nutrients more accessible to plant roots. For compacted or sandy soils, applying compost tea weekly will dramatically improve soil texture and water retention over time. For foliar application, strain the tea through a fine mesh cloth or an old t-shirt to remove solid particles that could clog a sprayer. Transfer the liquid to a spray bottle or garden sprayer, and lightly mist plant leaves, focusing on the undersides where stomata are most active. This not only provides nutrients, but also strengthens plant immunity, making them more resistant to diseases and pests. Applying compost tea as a foliar spray in the early morning or late afternoon maximizes absorption while minimizing evaporation. For best results, apply compost tea every 2 weeks throughout the growing season. After heavy rains or prolonged dry spells, an extra application can help restore soil balance and keep plants thriving. If your compost tea smells off, the most common culprit is a lack of oxygen during brewing. Adding an air pump or stirring more frequently prevents anaerobic bacteria from taking over. If your plants show little improvement after application, the issue may be poor quality compost. Ensure your compost is rich in diverse organic materials and microbial life. For an even more powerful compost tea, experiment with different additives. A handful of alfalfa meal boosts nitrogen levels, making it excellent for leafy greens. Adding a small amount of fish hydrolysate increases phosphorus, which is essential for flowering plants. Seaweed extract enhances plant resilience, improving drought and pest resistance. Dead soil doesn't have to mean dead plants. With compost tea, you can revive depleted soil, introduce beneficial microbes, and create an environment where plants can thrive naturally. By brewing and applying compost tea regularly, your garden will produce healthier, more resilient plants with improved yields and stronger root systems. If you found this guide helpful, subscribe to Hydro Haven for more expert gardening tips. Share this with fellow gardeners, and let's bring life back to our soil one compost tea brew at a time.